Assalamualaikum and welcome back to another new episode of Bits of Pots. And today we have in the studio our very own sis Norashikin. Welcome, Kak Shikin.
Thank you.
Okay, it's good to have you with us today. So, Albin, how shall we go about our episode today?
I think today's episode is going to be slightly different. We are going to get to know about Sis Norashikin's life. So let us dive straight into it. Yep.
So I think maybe some of our viewers might know who Kak Shikin is, but might not know who Kak Shikin was before this. So maybe we can dig some of her past experiences.
Sure.
You know, what she did before she came to us here. You know.
I think that's a good way to start this show.
Okay, so talking about your past, maybe working experiences, Kak Shikin. What did you do before you joined Al-Khair Mosque?
Okay. First of all, thank you, Shukri and also Albin, for this opportunity. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Okay. When I finished school, okay, there was no intention yet to further on studies. So I had the opportunity to work. Initially, what I wanted to do was part-time job, and then slowly I'll just see what is in for me later. However, I got the opportunity to work full-time in an insurance company. So I totally focus on work at the insurance company for about 10 years now.
Oh,
For about
10 years.
Yeah, 10
Insurance
years,
company.
It's a very, very long
Imagine
time.
how much commission she can bring back. 10 years, no. The amount of clients she has.
Sadly, no lah.
I mean,
No commission. It's a fixed pay.
Fixed pay.
Okay.
So, what caused you to change your job designation or maybe change to a different line of work from an insurance worker to working for a mosque? Why the sudden change in surrounding?
Yep. I understand it was a big jump at that point of time because I was concerned about my ibadah lah, my solat. Okay. So being in the insurance line, you know that you'll be very busy. So sometimes it will eat up your solat time. And we don't have a proper or place to pray. It would just be a spot where you can find to pray. So whenever I do my solat, I feel that I'm not keeping up with the time because normally you are strongly encouraged to solat on time, and then that's where your days goes, right?
True.
So I had a reflection or myself at the 10th year. Not on the first year, not on the second year. At the 10th year, where I'm very comfortable.
Oh, long service award already. 10 years, right?
I'm very comfortable. I know what to do. I know how to run. The things that I am very comfortable already. Okay? But this reflection that I had made me think lah. So I say cannot lah. I cannot be doing this over the years. I tried to sort on time, but there will be things between 1 to 2, then 2 to 3, then after that I'm like, okay, cannot. I must stop and quickly solat. So I don't feel good about myself, although I managed to have my solat lah. It's just about the time management lah. So the 10th year I say, okay, cannot be. The only thing that I can manage this properly is to work in a mosque.
Which is true actually.
Yeah.
It's a thing allowed I do.
Correct.
Wherever I feel that wherever I go, whatever I do, the solat must be priority for me. The solat must evolve in my schedule and not the other way around.
Your schedule should not overpower your
Overpower.
solat.
Yeah. So that's my objective. So I say, should there be opportunity, I want to try. Okay. So the newsfeed came. And I say, this is an opportunity. It's a corporate support officer. I did not know what is it. I applied, so I was called for interview. Then when I called for interview, they say, why did you apply? You're overqualified with your years of experience. I say, I wanted to change surrounding. I don't have any problems in my current job. I love my job. But because of this focus, I have to do something Sometimes you leave the job is not because you have problems with your employer. Besides, you want to achieve something. So this ibadah focus is actually my focus now.
Self-satisfaction.
I feel the self-satisfaction there. So I say I'm okay with any job post lah. So they say okay, we have a job post coming up, which is for the social development and youth development coordinator. At that time, YDO, they call it as YDC. So I say okay, I'm willing to try. So they say okay, if you're shortlisted, we will call you.
So we can put the main cause for the change of surrounding is actually to protect the solat timings.
Correct.
To improve the quality of solat.
And that's your only time with Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala.
True, correct.
And Kashikin, you mentioned that you started working with the youths, right, when you first entered. So with the current situation, the pandemic and everything, what are your views of youths being part of the mosque, and what are the current activities that the mosque has planned for the youth, like in this current situation?
Okay. When we first hit by the pandemic, it's quite a strong impact lah. However, it's not a chance or opportunity for us to give up and not doing anything. Before, when the pandemic was reaching us to our country, we actually have planned one program which we wanted to blast out. So the youth leaders has already planned. We have done our recce even. So we are ready to actually market our program. However, it has to be, we have to stop because of the social distancing and also the safety precautions lah. The restrictions, which we don't want to take risks. So we decided to rest for a while, because for youth in the mosque, is quite active lah. We can have 20 programs per year. One after another.
That's a lot.
One part which I didn't realize that we have been doing 20 programs per year, because each program you need proper planning, meetings, logistics, system, what is your process and such lah. So we stopped. So I told the youth, I think it's time for us to rest for a while, take a break, make sure you take care of yourself, and we will start some kind of planning or follow up, or we can actually reflect on our programs, what are the improvements that we can do lah. So I actually stopped for a while. Then I realized, this pandemic is like no ending. There is something that we need to do. So we tried to go online, doing some online stuff lah, because we have social media for us to engage with the youths out there, right? For us to reach out. Then we tried to do, the youth started to do a live program. So Alhamdulillah, because everybody will be doing live program, right? So it's important that we keep ourselves relevant. So it was not a heavy kind of thing. It's just a one time. But at the same time, we are doing our own planning also. What happened if the pandemic goes? And then for the youth at Al-Khair, we are always going into physical activities. I think same for other youth organisation. Physical activities will help to reach out the youth more, and the impact will be more. It doesn't matter where you do, but the engagement must be physical. That's where the impact comes. So for Al-Khair, we have gone through adventure programs. We went to Malaysia, we went for humanitarian trip in Indonesia. So that's where all the physical impact has lah.
Because the physical interaction actually plays a huge role. Everybody can feel it these days. Like I'm lacking human connection. I just want to go out and just meet some humans, because everything is online nowadays. Everything is like, what is this online.
Because no one has ever imagined we will do online meeting. Last time a friend of mine said, come, let's try Google Meet. I said, I don't want. I want to meet physical, because it's very, you write on the board, you can show your. So it's very important. I said, then now, then now it's like we are trying Zoom, we are trying what Microsoft, all sorts of we are forced to actually embrace this change lah. Yeah.
And you incorporate the Wi-Fi probability of not sustaining. You have somebody in the meeting like, okay, so today's agenda will be
suddenly cut off.
Yeah, like you'll be waiting like what's trying to say, and then there's someone who's that some other guy that joins the meeting but never switch on the camera.
The camera, like,
are you there? Are you listening?
Hey, but that's a good thing, no? You can be eating your nasi lemak
while you attend the meeting.
Yes, and you can only dress up halfway.
Except the top suit and bottom just shorts.
Correct.
But you also need to identify there are some youth who are very good at physical, but online they might not be as much.
Correct.
They might feel slightly uncomfortable.
So this has to be taken into consideration.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Okay, so before we start going deeper, through your time in Al-Khair, I mean, you since your transition from your previous company, you have spent actually quite a substantial amount of time here working in this organization. So before we go in slightly deeper, why not we hype things up with our brand new segment that we introduced in the previous episode.
Right?
Okay, this is Guess My Name. So for the audiences who are still yet to understand how we play this game, basically Guess My Name is we will give to the guest a mystery identity, and the guest is allowed 10 questions only. Me and Albin will be answering the 10 questions, and at the end of 10 questions, the guest has to guess who the identity is.
So let's find out if Kak Shikin has what it takes to find out.
I mean, it takes critical thinking. You need critical, creative questions to try to make your way to the identity. Okay,
but then, mind you can't ask us direct questions.
Yeah, you cannot be like, okay, who is this? Yeah. Okay, we cannot answer that for you.
Okay, I'm on.
Okay, so I will pass you this envelope first. Okay. So your 10 questions may begin now.
Okay, don't open it first. Don't open it first. Yeah. So you can ask us any 10 questions. We will try our best to
give you the most accurate answer.
May I have the age range?
Age range. I think she might be in the same range as you. Oops. I think I just gave something away. Okay. First question.
Let's not reveal her age.
Okay. Gender.
Okay. She
99.9% chance.
No. I believe she is fully female.
Yeah. The chances of this person being male is close to 0.00001%.
Basically none.
8 more questions, Kashkin.
Country? From which country?
It's in her race. Okay.
Born and raised in which country? I believe she is from a neighboring country. Neighboring country. Which one?
Seems like not answering my question.
It's like answering but subtle answers,
Okay. What does she? Or what is she doing now? What's her career? What's her career
like?
Okay, so she is involved in. How do I put this? Okay, she's involved with the public. Like in a
that's true.
It's true.
She's involved in public, yeah.
And I can't give you her exact profession, but it's in the media industry.
Okay. Is she popular?
Oh, I mean, I am confident that someone 10 years younger than me who might not know her, but someone 10 years older than me will definitely know her.
I think if I know her right, she's quite famous.
Okay.
because I don't really know a lot of people. So if I know someone, that person must be famous.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 questions left, right?
Okay, I try. If is she considered the number one in her neighboring country? If you're saying that she's
Is she considered number one? You might
Maybe
say she is in
at
the
one point of
top percentage somewhere along her, you know.
But maybe during her
career.
prime years, she was considered.
I mean,
as
I
the
still
best.
consider her the top lah. 4 more.
Okay, what's her personality?
Ooh, personality.
How she carried
You want to
herself?
take that? I
No,
don't know her that well.
She's bubbly. She's very friendly. She's active. Yeah, but how do we answer that?
I mean, you seem to know much. Have you met her?
Well, since she's a famous personality, I've seen her videos. So, yep. Based on that, but I've not seen her in real life. So that's about the best I can
Yeah,
give.
me neither. I've never met her too.
I mean, you have to be really fortunate to meet her.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
4 more. 4?
3 more.
3 more. 3 more.
Is she married?
Married.
Yep.
She is married.
Okay. Has kids?
Has kids. I think she does. Yeah, she does.
She does.
Yeah, she does.
She does have kids.
What
Last question.
Last question.
Pressure. I think she's getting it.
I think our guests are
what?
good at this game, you know. I have to make
What
it,
did she
you know.
like to do?
What does she like to do?
That is known to the media.
Okay.
What does she like to do that is known to
That
the media?
is the killer question.
She likes to be on camera. Is the answer
More
good
like
enough?
she has to be on camera.
She's paid to be on camera?
Yep.
No, but that's not what she likes to do.
So what does she like to do?
I mean,
What does she do on camera? That is what she likes to do.
she likes to speak words in a melodious manner. Okay, your 10 questions are up, Kashkin.
Okay.
Who is your guest?
Let me try. Is it Siti Nurhaliza?
Is it? Let's
Let's find
reveal
out.
what's inside the envelope.
How come you're using Al-Khair envelope?
We are
Because
promoting.
We
the
are promoting Al-Khair.
Okay.
Okay.
I think
Lah.
our guests are always getting the personality.
It's
well.
either our guests are good at this game
Or
or we
we-
gave them too easy personalities, you know?
I think you just have to answer our question.
I mean, we did.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
Yeah.
we did
Just have
answer.
to
Okay.
Okay.
So that was Guess My Name. If you did not get the same answer, you might need to question your your thinking again.
It could be that we might not know of other personalities like similar to her. So, yeah, I mean, like if you
Okay,
guys have
I mean,
someone,
someone else might
Yeah.
consider, someone,
Yeah.
some other personality to fit in the requirements. Yeah, but hopefully that is the answer that you get together with our guest. So moving on, Awabin, let's dig into her current designation, shall we?
yes, I think we should. So, for our viewers and listeners, Kak Shikin is currently at the management level in Al-Khair Mosque, and in the previous point, Kak Shikin, you mentioned that you have to do a lot of planning and a lot of interactions with other mosques and personnels, right? So I'm sure you have worked with many asatizahs around Singapore. So how does it feel, like coming from a secular background and then to work with asatizahs, and at the same time, like right now you are at management level, so you are actually leading a group of asatizahs in our mosque, right? So can you share with us a little bit about your experience?
Okay. Alhamdulillah, it has been a beautiful journey. I gained a lot of support, which I cannot imagine. So may Allah SWT reward all those who have been who bring benefit to my journey. Has helping me a lot because you can't be doing this alone. To me, I believe when we work together, we can do a lot. So normally my focus, I like to discuss a lot with the team. This is where we get views. But when you discuss, you need to have an open mind.
Right.
You cannot have that you have the objective in mind, but you need to hear other views as well.
Yeah,
Because
true.
you might not be able to see blind spots sometimes. And I find that even though I'm from secular, but they have a rich Islamic background, which we can actually exchange. So normally I would like to look at strengths. If I'm good in engagement, you are good into delivering Islamic principles, then we can actually merge. So Alhamdulillah, I think so far I did not face much violent objection lah. So because we come with a purpose, we say that why we do this, because let's say you want to discuss about something, you need to talk about the purpose and what is the impact. It's very important, so that we don't do program by following others how we do, because we want to do programs. So it's very important. So I always emphasize that. So I say, okay, you are good in this, would you like to try? I like to offer rather than I say, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. I say that, okay, I think where I'm coming from is that you're good in this, because when you focus on strength, the impact will be very, very big.
I think the experience matters, like the experience.
Experience.
And then you play around with each other's strengths, it becomes something new, when you combine your strengths together. Okay, so we are still talking about management, right? But this is only in our own mosque, in our own organization, in the mosque level. But I think we can actually bring our guests to the cluster level, to an even bigger scale. So from what I know, Kak Shikin is actually SYDO, Senior Youth Development Officer, and that is on a cluster level. So maybe Kak Shikin, you can share with us, how is it like working with other YDOs from different mosques within the cluster itself?
Okay, Alhamdulillah. I enjoy this youth development journey a lot, because this is where I start to learn, to backtrack, because I have zero background at mosque. So there's a lot for me to learn. So in my first 2 years, I actually burned all my nights just to go to other mosques and learn, be friend with the other YDOs on how they do programs. But because I cannot just based on feedback, I need to sit in the program. To me, it's a satisfaction. Then I can say, why do you decide to do this? Why is this topic choose? So that is my kind of learning process, I feel. I don't just see from feedback, from inputs. I need to see the whole. I need to have the whole view lah. Then it will be a fair assessment, or this is what I learned. So my 2 years, I will go travel all across Singapore to mosques, other mosques, to actually learn. So Alhamdulillah, I was given the opportunity, which something that I did not expect, or it wasn't in my plan. It wasn't in my plan, but because I like opportunities. I cannot promise that I can give the best, but I want to give the best. Yeah, so I cannot be staying in the industry for 1 year and I expect change. So I need to wait. And sometimes in between, they have some identity change. They want to do this, they want to do that. So you need to monitor that process. So that's why I took 3 to 5 years. The 3 to 5 years is for me to determine that they can actually their leadership capability is built up every year. So that is what YDOs can do lah. So my job is to ensure I manage. To cut short, I manage bosses of youthing.
If you put it that way, it's easier to understand. Right?
Yeah. I manage bosses. So imagine we can be talking like debating. Then I say, okay, in the end, this is we need to have a clear objective.
Yeah.
Okay, so being in a cluster, it's very enjoying. You know why? Because when we do program, let's say for example we have done night cycling together, we don't have to replicate at Mosque. It's just that we just do in a cluster. Then you don't have to repeat. So programs like Ramadan Youth Camp, we used to have Sedia Camp where we merge madrasah students and youth leaders together to plan a camp for primary 6 students. So all this we don't have to replicate. So every mosque, we need to understand every youth wing, they have their niche program. So I always tell them, what is your niche program? You just focus on that. That is your strength. So whatever you do, it must be different. It must be different. There must be an element of different because youth want changes. Youth wants creativity. You cannot. Let's say you are doing a camp. The camp program cannot replicate your last year program. So it has to be improvement.
Variety. Variety plays a role. I mean, it keeps things interesting.
Varieties,
definitely. You don't want to repeat the same game for 2 episodes of BOP. You know. I mean, that's what we did lah, but it's so fun.
So it's a learning ground lah. So the other YDOs, sometimes they manage to do some YDOs. They can do lots of they do lots of programs. So sometimes when we meet, we will learn how do you manage to do this. What is your target audience? What is the program? Why you do this program? So we ask a lot of why questions. Okay, what do you think you can achieve from this? Because youth, when they come for programs, right, they will not come alone. They will come in pairs.
I mean, no youth would want to go to a program alone. It's better stay at home.
Correct.
But if you have a friend, it's like, hey, let's go together. And they come in pairs.
So you support each other.
Correct.
So for me, whatever programs that we did, there must be engagement. When you do engagement, YDO must be around. If YDO is not around, the engagement will not take place. It's just the program. So in the end, right, the YDOs won't be familiar to the youth. So the next time the youth come, they will not remember. Oh, I think I met someone, but I can't remember. So that is the perks of being in a cluster.
Okay, so the cluster levels might be, something that other public, layman public people might not see, because this is really something internal, something behind the scenes, behind closed doors. Not many people can see the effort between the mosque involved in clusters to create these kind of events lah. So maybe for us, the general public, when we see the events that these mosque has organized for us, as a cluster, the least we can do is actually to participate.
Correct.
It's an event that represents a lot of planning, hard work, blood, sweat and tears, and then people are not interested to participate. It's only gonna keep things, make things awkward between them. Okay, so maybe you would like to wrap it up for us today. Maybe you can share with us some of the upcoming programs for youth.
Okay, for cluster, inshallah, we will continue engagement planning if we can, inshallah, with to adhere to the restrictions, of course. For Al-Khair, inshallah, we're in the midst of planning a structured youth program. Okay, youth program. Inshallah, we will launch next year. So this youth program, anyone can come, with or without Islamic knowledge. You may have stopped your madrasah halfway. You are welcome. And so I would encourage everyone to actually look out lah in our social media for this upcoming program lah. So we hope this can actually benefit the youth, and especially in terms of this pandemic, because we need to move. We cannot wait for everything to clear and then we start with planning lah. I don't believe in that, because I think back end we need to think of something. Sometimes you can it's easy to plan, but it's not easy to execute. So when we procrastinate, that's where that you will actually lose your momentum. So inshallah, stay tuned for our youth program coming out next year.
check us out
check
on
us
our
out.
social media pages. And yeah, I mean there will be
Yeah,
definitely be
Instagram,
updates. Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, you name
You
it.
know it.
Al-Khair is on the net, guys. It's on the net. And as I'm saying that, please do share and like this podcast,
Yes,
Share this
definitely.
around, okay?
Yep.
Okay, and on that note, Kak Shikin, thank you for joining us in today's
thank you
show.
very
Thank
much
you.
for catching
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you for
We
the
hope
opportunity.
your experience that you have shared with us, it will inspire many out there, our audience and viewers. And we really appreciate the work that you have done for us in this mosque. And
Thank you.
inshallah, may Allah reward you.
Amin,
Amin.
amin.
And okay, with that, I guess we have come to the end of our episode. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.